first impressions get ready with me. I was trying to stay on a no buy this month because I am leaving for California in like 3 weeks, but I just wanted to pick up this palette and I'll tell you why. So I just primed my eyes with the ColourPop Party Proof Primer and the Dewdrop Lip Oil, and then I just set my eyes with the Pretty Fresh powder. So today we're going to be doing a first impressions on the Ace Beaute Aura Palette. Now, I have tried Ace Beaute in the past, but I've only tried one palette from them because I got to try it from a palette that I got sent from a friend, and I just didn't really like the quality of it, so I ended up listing it on my own Poshmark, and I just thought that the shades like weren't that blendable. They were kind of dry, but I did find out that the formula for the BoxyCharm Ace Beaute palettes, because the one that I had I think was called the Scarlet Dusk palette, is a much drier formula, and it's not really like the formula that Ace Beaute is known for. I've never actually tried like their palettes from their website. I only tried the one from their BoxyCharm palettes that they put in the boxes. I've never actually been subscribed to BoxyCharm. Like I said, I got it sent to me from a friend. By the way, I did get my nails done yesterday. I keep on forgetting to mention my nails in my videos. I don't know why, but I got like this really pretty mint green color and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I'm super excited to jump into this palette. Ace Beaute was on my list of brands to try this year and give another shot, and I just thought that this color story was so pretty. So we have 7 mattes and 5 shimmers, which I think is a really good ratio of matte to shimmer in this palette. So we're going to be doing a neutral look today, and I want to use like these shades on the bottom, and I of course want to go into the gold. So we're going to start with the shade Hazy, which is the metallic the mustard yellow in here. Just my mirror is blinding me, so I have to put the box over the mirror. Does anybody else do that? I never use the mirrors in palettes. I just don't, because they never really give me enough light or enough of it's also very dark in my room today because the sun isn't out, so I had to like angle my light a bit more, but it's kind of hard to see right now. So my issue with Ace Beaute mattes, like I really liked the shimmers in the palette, but again they were kind of dry feeling, but the issue was that the mattes were just incredibly dry and very hard to blend. But this seems to be going on quite nicely. But when I did swatch these yesterday, I did find that they were a bit dry, but they were pigmented. So let's see if I like, that's a nice mustardy yellow. I like that. It has a lot of dimension to it. It's not just mustardy yellow. It kind of has hints of olive and a bit of green in it too. It's really nice and buildable, so I can already tell that this is a nicer formula. But I also have to wait till like the texture on my eyes goes away because I've just been struggling with redness with my skin lately. So hopefully that won't be an issue by the time I go to California. I'm gonna give my face a break from makeup at least once or even twice a week maybe. It's going to be so hard for me, but I really need to not wear as much makeup like the week of when we go to California, because I want to wear makeup in California. So, and then I'm going to darken it up with the shade Nimbus, which is like the mid-tone brown in the palette. I'm going to use that. That's really nice too. All right, I can already tell that these mattes are blending better. So the reason why I picked up this palette more recently than I thought I was going to, because it was on my list to try this year, was because Ace Beaute was running a free shipping promo for only 1 day. So I decided that was the best time to pick up the palette because even though you can't use a discount code to get money off of the palette, I'd rather get free shipping and not have to add like more things to my cart, because then you end up spending more money. If you get free shipping, then you don't have to spend as much money to get the free shipping. Now I'm going to go into the shade Sultry, which is the deepest shade in the palette. That's also a really nice brown shade. But I don't see too much difference between those two brown shades when you actually put them on the eyes, but this one's definitely deepening up enough that it's not really an issue. Okay, I really like these so far. They're just blending very easily and very nicely. They're not the creamiest mattes I've ever used because, like I said, they are a bit dry feeling, but they do blend together really well. So far I'm impressed. So I just picked up the palette then, so I only had to pay for the palette because like Ace Beaute's shipping is like $9 unless you spend like over $50. And then you still don't get free shipping. I'm not really sure when you actually get free shipping with Ace Beaute. I think I have to spend $100. But I'm like, I might as well take advantage of the free shipping because it's like $9 shipping for one palette, which I did just pay for another palette that I'm getting. But that palette is a little bit more worth it to me because it's an indie brand palette. Not that Ace Beaute isn't an indie brand, but that palette has like duochromes in it. So that's a little bit more worth it when all the shimmers are like duochrome shift, because those are a little bit more expensive to make. So I ended up picking up 2 more palettes because I'm nuts. So I got this palette and the Simply Posh palette, but now I am done. But I am planning on picking up a palette in June. I'll tell you in a minute. So then, like I said, for the shimmer, I want to go in with the yellow gold, which is called Sunburst. So I used Hazy in the crease and I darkened it up more with Nimbus, and then I used Sultry on the outer corner. So now I'm going to go into the shade Sunburst. I'm very excited to use the shimmers because they looked really pretty when I swatched them. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's very pretty. But is this anything mind-blowing? Not really. It's just performing like a standard good eyeshadow formula. It's not like blowing me away. Not like, but this is a really pretty metallic. Not like Blend Bunny. Not like Odin's Eye. Like Odin's Eye, I get that blown away feeling like every time I try a new palette from them. Besides the Flora Story palette. I don't know what happened with that palette. The quality is terrible with the mattes, but the shimmers are beautiful, so. But this is performing a lot better than the Odin's Eye palette. I'll have to tell you that. The other one is just so hard to blend the mattes. So I have like a half hour to get ready. I should be ready by then. Even though I took longer to get ready today, I did want to fit a workout in because I haven't really worked out over the past couple of days. So, okay, so that's really pretty. I like that so far. Really, really nice. So now I'm just going to pop on Blanc Type on the brow bone and then we'll do the rest of the face. Okay, so now I'm just going to prime. I'm going to use some pretty hydrating products because of this like redness situation. So I'm just going to use my Stay Primer. So how are you guys doing? I need to figure out like what I want to do as far as, you know, careers and stuff. I've just been kind of like hanging out with friends and hanging out with my boyfriend and my family, but I really need to like figure out what I want to do soon. And then for my tinted moisturizer, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Hydromaniac tinted moisturizer. Did you guys see that they're coming out with Hydromaniac liquid blushes? They're pretty shades, and I'm thinking about possibly picking up one, like maybe not. I'm not gonna get any makeup anytime soon, until after California. But if I spot them in California, like if we just so happen to stumble by a Sephora, I don't know, I might get it. But at the same time, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get any makeup in California, because then you gotta bring it back on the plane, and it's like, I don't want to deal with like bringing any liquid products home, you know, because that's a pain in the ass. So I might just wait until I get back, because I honestly like don't need a dang thing. Like, I was thinking about like getting something when I'm traveling, but like just because it would be fun. But honestly, I'd rather spend my money at Disney than get something at Sephora. So anyway, what else was I gonna say? Like, I have money saved for California, but that's about it. Like, that's the only money I have saved. And I'm going to try and save a bit more before I actually go, so. I mean, I was going to save $1,000 for Mexico, and my sister said that would be enough. I have about half of that for California, so that should be okay. So anyway, what else was I going to say? I'm like losing my train of thought already. And for the concealer, I'm going to use the LYS concealer. I actually haven't used this in a couple days, so kind of want to use it today because I haven't used it lately, and I love it, so it's so much better than the Valentino one. What else was I going to say? So I don't know, yeah, about the Urban Decay blushes. I just love how late Urban Decay is to the game, because, like, they don't even have powder blushes in their line still, which I don't really understand why. Like, I love their older Urban Decay blushes. I might actually use one of those today, because I didn't pick out a blush and highlight, and I might just use their older blush and highlight formula, because I love those. Yeah, I might just use those, because I didn't pick out a blush and highlight today. But, like, I love this concealer so much. It blends out so freaking easily, and it has such amazing coverage to it. It's just so good. So anyway, yeah, like, they're coming out with liquid blushes and hopping on the trend of liquid blush, finally, even though, like, everybody else have already come out with liquid blushes, and, like, Rare Beauty's had liquid blushes for quite a while. And now Urban Decay finally wakes up, and they're like, oh, maybe we should jump on this bandwagon. Like, obviously I know, like, it's not just simultaneous, and they just don't, like, come out with products out of the blue. Like, I know it takes a while to develop these products and everything, and when they're launched and everything, and what their release date is for products. But, like, again, it's Urban Decay. Like, they know what the trends are gonna be, because they're a huge company. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like ever since this product came out, I've had like zero interest in their brand, except for the new concealer, which honestly is a really good concealer too. So, but that concealer was supposed to come out like months ago, because they teased it, like Trend Mood teased it a while back, and for some reason it never came out. And people were like, isn't this like an old product that they were supposed to come out with like a while back? So I don't know what Urban Decay is doing. And then for my setting powder, I'm going to use the House Labs powder. So I don't really have like too many interesting plans coming this week. I mean, it is Friday and I'm seeing my boyfriend today. But I don't really have too many things planned next week. And I do have a lot of time off next week because I'm only working one day. So, yeah. I don't know why this is not really coming out that great today, like out of the, but there's definitely enough, definitely enough in the cap for me, but that was just weird that it wasn't really coming out that well. Do want a little bit more underneath my eyes. Okay, so that looks okay, I guess. All right, so me and my mom have also been watching NYPD Blue since she came back, because she went to North Carolina a couple of days ago. Like, she got back this past Sunday, like literally on Mother's Day. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Literally on Mother's Day. So we've just been watching NYPD Blue as much as we can. And we've also been watching Miss Maisel and Ted Lasso, which those are almost over. Like, there's only a couple of episodes left before both of those end for good, and also Succession. Succession only has 2 episodes left, and honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do after it's over. Like, that's one of my all-time favorite shows. I really don't want it to be over, but, like, I'm glad that they're ending it before, like, they don't know, like, what to do anymore. Like, I like those kind of shows where it just ends at the perfect time. So now I'm gonna go back into the Ace Beaute palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Moonlight in the inner corner, and then I'm just gonna smudge like maybe the yellow back on the lower lash line. I'm not really sure yet because these shades are a bit darker. I might just use Nimbus. So we're gonna go in with Moonlight first. It's a gorgeous inner corner highlight shade. Like a really pretty, like, you guys know I love these kind of shades for my inner corners, but I'm glad I used this palette today. I wasn't going to, and I was gonna wait until like Sunday because I had like 2 other palettes to use in mind. It was gonna be ColourPop, but for both days, but I was like, I really want to use this palette today, so, and I need to use it before the Simply Posh palette comes, so I was like, I might as well use this today. Because I wasn't going to film a first impressions until Sunday, and I was going to use a ColourPop palette today, but I was like, yeah, I really want to use this today. I really have to tell you guys like a gajillion times, right? Okay, that looks really pretty. It's like super sparkly and twinkly. I love it. Really pretty shade. Okay, and then for the lower lash line, I think I might just take Hazy again. It's a really pretty yellow shade, so. Or maybe we'll take Nimbus. I don't know if I want it to be that yellow. That shade is dark, though. Gotta be a little careful. Yeah, I am getting a tiny bit of fallout. But these shades are not powdery whatsoever, like when I dip into the pan. So that's nice. They're nice and pigmented. But there's like no kick up when I dip into it, so that's really good. And there's like no powder flying around. Not like the Odin's Eye. The Odin's Eye, there's like powder everywhere. Oh, so the other palette that I really want is from Odin's Eye, but also Nomad is coming out with a new palette as well in the next couple weeks, and it actually comes out like next week, or maybe the week after that. I know it's the 30th. They haven't like teased the color story yet, but their guessing game starts like tomorrow, I think. And everybody thinks already that it's going to be like an African safari themed, because the image that they teased is a lion. And I feel like the color story is going to be something I'm going to want. So, but so is the Odin's Eye. I don't know. I mean, if I pick up either one of those, because I'm so curious about what the Odin's Eye one is, what the Nomad one is gonna look like, because Odin's Eye just like dropped a million videos on the 2 palettes that they're gonna be coming out with. They're like jewelry themed. It's called like the Rock and Stone or something collection. I forget what it's called, but it's like has to do with jewels and gems and stones and stuff like that. And there's 2 palettes in the collection, and they both look so pretty. I really want like the pinky toned bluish one. But like I also feel like I own most of these shades from Odin's Eye, but also like they're more neutral leaning palettes. And Odin's Eye doesn't do neutral that often, so I'm kind of super intrigued. Because y'all know I love neutrals. I mean, hello. I'm wearing neutrals today. But I have been going into color a lot more often, like these past few months. And I did that last year too. Like, I'm not afraid of color really anymore because I kind of feel like I know how to use it better. Because I kind of learned like more so like what colors go together better. So I haven't been as afraid to like do colorful looks. And then for my liner, I'm just going to go in with the LA Girl brown liner because I want to be done soon. And then the Nomad palette, I feel like I'm going to love the color story. So, I mean, I haven't even seen it yet, but like Nomad has been getting me with every release this year so far. I got the Verona palette and I got the Royal Europe palette. And now I'm super excited to see their next palette. So it's like, dang it. Like, I'm going to have to make a decision between the Nomad and the Odin's Eye palette. So, all right, I'm just going to prime my lashes. I'm going to go in with my mascara. I'm just going to use my Act Natural mascara from ColourPop. It's actually like, well, I did use 3 other. I always use my primer and my lip oil and my powder from ColourPop. So I was like, this is the first product from ColourPop I'm using, but it's not. So I'm just counting down the days to California. I'm so beyond excited. I'm also stressing though about what I'm bringing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so now I'm just going to go into my bronzer, and I think I'm just going to use my ColourPop. I don't know why I'm holding it like that. Do you see how much the font has worn off the outside because I use it so much? And also it's like how I store it too. I store it like behind my like everyday like single palettes that I have in front of me, so it kind of gets like brushed against that. I don't know why it's like kind of looking like ass today though. Again, it's just my skin. It is not the product because I love this product. I don't know why it looks like crap over here though. It's okay, you probably don't even see that. This palette, this eye look is so pretty. I am thoroughly impressed. English, Caitlin, would be great. Right? So what else are we watching? I'm watching this show on Netflix called Insatiable. It's not for everybody. It's kind of like a dark comedy. But I think it's funny. Like, I'm kind of into like that kind of humor sometimes because it's not like depressing. I'm not into like super dark humor that doesn't have like a good overall message about it. Like, you know, someone dies and then they make jokes about that, you know, like I'm not into that. All right, so for blush, I'm going to use the shade Indecent from Urban Decay. It's not like as peachy as it looks. It's like a really pretty neutral peach shade. It's so pretty. My skin hates me. My skin just hates me lately. I don't know what's going on with it. It's not like I don't take care of my skin, but like I just feel like it's been like the makeup that's been irritating it. But we had a new palette to try, so anything for the tubes. I know that sounds bad, but I really wanted to try it today, so it is what it is. Okay. I don't know. My cheek products have been looking like shit lately because I don't know. But it doesn't look bad on camera, so. Okay, and then for highlight, I'm going to use Vanilla Quartz from Becca. I've been wanting to use this for a while too, so I figured I would just use it today. And it's a beautiful highlighter. Shows up really nicely, actually. I have to try that Rare Beauty highlighter again because it doesn't look as good as Becca's. Like, this one looks really good. And I always know that Becca highlighters are going to be super pigmented. I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. Yeah, so it's like a dark comedy about a pageant girl that used to be overweight, and then she loses all this weight and becomes a beauty queen. And basically, like, people start getting murdered. But, like, not in, like, a brutal way. But it's, like, she, like, has reasons as to why. Like, you're on her side for most of the, like, the murder stuff. But, like, her kind of social skills, like, really suck. Because, I think she mostly has borderline personality disorder. But she's never been, like, diagnosed. Because she's never really talked to a therapist. But I'm just gonna do my brows and then throw something on my lips. Okay, and then for lips, I'm just using Max Cream Sheen in Shy Girl. I picked out like 3 other lippies, but like I tried this one on and I'm like, I like this one. So that's what we're going with. And that's about it. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I really like how this look turned out. I really like how this formula performs over the older formula, so I'm excited to try this out a bit more, and then I will include it in my halfway through the year ranking of all the eyeshadow palettes that I've tried so far this year. But I am really excited about this palette. I think it's a gorgeous color story. I love the purples in here and the neutrals on the bottom. Like, I love those kind of palettes where like it's half neutral, half colorful, and I think this is a good palette for like people to start with if they're afraid of color. I think that this is a good palette. So yeah, I really like how this look turned out. So that's it, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819. Wait, eyeshadow look okay? Yeah, it looks pretty good. And check out my Poshmark at the same handle. I love you guys, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.